thank you very much for being here today. Here you know that in South Summit this edition is all about AI. So we have 20,000 people talking about AI in every corner. And there's a reason why. So AI has been one of the tools, if not the tool that has been more rapidly adopted everywhere. I guess that every one of us has used any of these Perplexity, ChatGPT, or whatever application, and we use it also professionally in our day-to-day. But normally when we talk about velocity in AI adoption, and we think about enterprises, we think that the velocity of integration would be the rhythm of the integration of an ERP. But today, we are showing that this is not the case, at least for some large companies in the telco industry, in most industries, even banking, and in the health system. So we have amazing speakers that are going to tell us how large companies are really adopting AI for the processes and customers. I will very briefly ask to all of you to introduce yourselves. Well, I'm starting with you, because I have you here.
Well,
Sergio.
I'm Sergio Vidal, Head of Product at Omniloy. Today I'm here to speak about AI in clinical workflows.
Pablo del Casar, I am responsible manager of the AI Center of Excellence at Telefónica España, in Spain, only in Spain. No questions about other nations or places. And I am the one with the no or the yes in terms of AI deployments. Okay?
Amazing. Thank you. My name is Oscar Lance. This is also my name, by the way. It's the second name. It's a German name. That's why I tend to use the more international one. I'm part of the go-to-market team at 11 Labs. I manage the Southern European region, and very excited to be here today.
Okay, thank you very much. This is a question for all of you. So what has changed the most during the last 24 months? Or even the 12, if you're there. So let's start with you, Sergio. I'm sorry, because you are just by my side.
Yeah, no worries. Well, difficult to say. A lot of things happening during these last 24 months. I will say that, well, starting with the LLMs, no, all the agentic, it seems that it started a long time ago, but probably it's not more than 3 years. And I will say that, yeah, the most important thing that happened during this year is the agents. Right now, AI is able to not just provide an answer for something that you want, but running tasks from starting to end. And yeah, I will say that that's the
main change, agentic AI. So I don't know if you agree or disagree with that.
No, I agree. It's a big technological change, but and now change is a data point. It's the only thing that we know it's going to happen. Month by month, things change in the technological part. For us, the problem is in the purpose. As Agent Smith said in the Matrix movies, which I'm quite fan of, the purpose is that what binds us, what joins us in the path. So for us, the big change in Telefónica has been the kind of deployments, small ones, big ones, but isolated, and now transformational ones throughout the whole company.
Okay. And Oscar, any thoughts on that?
I mean, for us, we don't really think about it in terms of years. We think about it in terms of weeks, pretty much. There's so much change happening. What we've seen in terms of the market also, like a year ago, we saw a lot of excitement about AI, especially from corporates. Everyone was like jumping on the train. And now we see more the adoption layer kicking in. So people are actually measuring, all right, what is the ROI? How can we actually integrate this? Is this really a pain-killing product or not? And I think this is also very important in the entire evolvement of how we use and integrate AI. So that's pretty much like the change we see.
So, well, we are going to enter a block of questions about why enterprise AI is hard, because it is hard. So we have a lot of regulations, well, we are going to show different scenarios. So I'm going to start with you, Pablo, maybe. What are the real barriers that you have encountered when deploying AI at the scale in a large organization, such as Telefónica?
Well, the barriers, I believe that, or I think that they are the same. They have been the same throughout the years. It doesn't depend on the technology. The barriers are where the data is in a large company. In a large company with lots of years of history, where the data is, who can access it, lots of people doing duplicate things from different departments, and even people that are doing things not from a company-wide perspective, but more than a departmental or tiny view perspective. So the problems are the same. Now, with AI, those problems get magnified, and you have a new one, which is the risks part. Because the data still sits in your databases, locally, but the decisions or the workload or whatever goes anywhere else. So those are, for us, the main components of risk.
Okay, so let's go deeper on that, maybe with you, Oscar. So what pilot have you encountered that did not go into production, and why, when talking or working with large corporations? So have you encountered these barriers that Pablo was talking about?
Yeah, what we see, especially when working with bigger organizations, is that there is maybe a lack of understanding where to start, right? So we always try to start with having the pain in mind and understanding exactly what it is that companies want to deploy AI for. And then you need to involve the right stakeholders. So a lot of the times I'm in these calls where it's like, we want to automate everything, and we want to get rid of these entire problem mistakes, and we want to have it done in like 2-3 months. And then it's like, whoa. Take a step back, let's first understand your tech stack, let's first understand who are the people we have to get involved, and what really is driving the current problem, and how AI could be the solution for this. We see when companies want to scale too fast, they actually lack to deploy something onto the market, which means they lack in learning from actually deploying AI. So the best companies, in comparison to this, are the ones who are actually taking small problems. This could be the case of frequently asked questions, because it's something that you already have very well documented within your organization or website. Build an agent on top of that, and then basically just test it out. And these small things help you to learn, and then you iterate on that. And those are the ones that are winning very fast.
Okay, amazing. So let's start small.
Start small, learn and scale.
Well, I'm very curious, and I guess the audience is going to be so, of the health system. So deploying this kind of tools, automated agents that can do anything for you in a regulated environment, it must be tough. So tell us about your experience.
Yeah, it's very tough. And yeah, you need 3 things to start to put a product into production in clinical workflows. First thing, and without that you don't even start the product, the pilot, sorry, is be compliant with the regulation. You need to be compliant with the medical device regulation. You need to be compliant also with the GDPR, with the personal data, and now also with the AI Act. Very important too. Second thing is that you need consistent quality. Doctors don't want to be double-checking everything that goes out of your AI system. They need to trust it. And last thing is integration with the hospital systems. You need to be integrated into them. Doctors don't want another tool to log in. They want to reduce the steps that they have to do during the visit. They don't want the extra steps. So if you put them, they will drop your tool. So yeah, that's it. Regulation, quality, and integration. Those are the keys.
Those are the keys, and those are no easy keys, to be honest. Okay, let's talk about real deployments. I would love that you could all of you could tell us a sample, a real sample. So maybe let's start over there with you, Oscar. So tell us about one deployment inside a large corporation.
Yeah,
a real case.
We have many, thankfully.
Yeah, no. So pick one.
we'll pick one we're very proud about, and this is in the fintech space. It is Revolut.
Okay.
A lot of you may have Revolut in this room, so if you're actually a premium customer, you will have the benefit to call your bank even on a Sunday. And the first person or agent you will be speaking to is an 11 Labs agent that is catering to you in your local language. And the benefit we've seen there, obviously, with digital native company as Revolut is, they're very digital first. Implementation is very beautiful. So fintech is really a product where we see a lot of adaptation for agents. And then we have obviously many more also here in Spain, be it eDreams, Volotea, Santa Lucia, which have used our agents for customer support and have seen great results so far.
Okay, amazing, and very large companies and real use
Indeed.
cases.
Yeah.
So, Pablo, which is the AI use case that has surprised you the most in terms of adoption, business impact?
It's
Inside
not easy to tell apart which one was the best or has been the best one. So I tried to bring in two examples. One that we call a collaboration mode, different from what you said, which is a customer-facing agent. The collaboration mode is between our employees and the systems. Okay.
Okay.
And we have it 2 years ago. I think we put it into production in our customer care center. So you call as a customer, you have any questions, and what we had there was a very, very long time, a waiting time, because we sell such a wide variety of products, and we have lots of tons of different situations with our customers that no person that is on the other line of the phone can manage all that information. So you have to search for it. And you have, of course, a database with things, with lots of operatives, documents, information, prices, products, whatever. But it's very lengthy in time. So we put there a system which is in assistant mode, not in agent mode, because it doesn't face the customer directly, so that the questions and the search inside all the information that we have internally is much more easy, is much more fast. So it comes from minutes to seconds. And that is a very, very big point in collaboration, and it works really well. And it's used by around 1,500 employees, which is a lot. Okay? 15,000, sorry. Sorry. The other one is completely internal, and probably the audience won't even imagine what it is inside, which is related to the infrastructure. We have, as you know, as Telefónica, Telco in Spain, we have lots of kilometers, hundreds of thousands of kilometers of fiber and antennas countrywide, okay? But we continue expanding that networks, and we have to decide where to put the next one, where to put the next fiber meters, and so on. And there, AI, working as a proposal AI for internal review, has become a very, very large influence, a huge change in terms of return over investment and in terms of capex, of capital expenditure done better, which is a lot in terms of a telco company that invests a lot of money every year.
Okay, amazing. So, well, I'm going to go for you now. So tell us about one deployment inside a hospital, which is the problem that you are facing, and how did you manage to get this tool inside?
Okay, well, we have different agents deployed across different hospitals. And today I'm going to talk about Sophia. Sophia is our clinical copilot. And the problem that it is solving is that, okay, doctors right now are losing big part of their time during the visits just writing the clinical notes. Writing the clinical notes and also searching all the patient information across the hospital information system, where they have different pages that they have to be scrolling, looking for this, looking for that. And with Sophia, what we are achieving is that, okay, the AI is able to gather all that information and present a summary for the doctor, a summary about the patient, and then during the visit is able to record and structure that information into a clinical note. So the outcome of this is that the doctor can spend more time with the patient and less time with the keyboard and the screen. So yeah, that's Sophia, and yeah, when you put it into production, you find 1,000 learnings that you start applying also and improving the product for the next deployment.
Do you have any hospital here in Madrid? So that the audience can know that when they go to the doctor, they will have Sophia also helping him or her?
Yeah, we have it. For example, in HM hospitals, we are implemented. Yeah, and in Valencia also, and in other communities. So yeah, it's present in a lot of hospitals right now.
Okay, thank you very much. And let's talk about one thing that is not normally covered, that is the economics on deploying, because sometimes you need to take care about the token usage when you are deploying these kind of systems. So everyone is talking about AI, but how do you think about ROI, inference cost, and the economics of AI at scale? So whoever wants to take this one, so you
Please,
okay.
Pablo.
So as a customer,
As a customer,
we offer this.
as a final as a final user, as a company. Okay, from our side, we are a large company, but that we have lots of customers, and so we have a lots of revenue, but also we have a lot of costs. So costs are always an important part of the equation, everywhere. Okay? In terms of what we do to try to control, maintain things under control, we try to initially test things, and then we evaluate if we should go further, if we should go into production with that. And in that analysis, we always keep in mind 3 factors. The benefits, whatever they are, they may be efficiency, they may be a reduction of external costs, they may be a reduction of time, there may be error lowered, okay, great. We take into account the costs, and there it's not only the AI part, it's also the operation of the system, the maintenance of the system, who is going to keep an eye on that throughout the day, because if you put something, it works 24 hours a day, and that costs also. And the third part is the risks. What are we getting involved into if we put that thing into production? And we always try to get the balance, okay? And to try to avoid the costs from getting upwards of the AI part specifically, we try to maintain a multi-vendor, multi-model, multi-architecture structure. Of course, it's easy, or it's simpler for us than for other customers because we are very large and we already have lots of things built. And even we are deploying things on-premise, specific models, open source models, or whatever. But there's always places or services or functionalities that we have to use an external provider, such as 11 Labs, for example, which we work with in some things in terms of voice, which in which they are very good, okay? But we try to maintain a variety so that if costs rise, we have points in which to touch.
Okay. And, well, I'm going to go with you. No, do not run away. I'm going to go to you. So have you seen any use cases that work technically, but then when you run the numbers, they didn't work?
Yes, well, that can happen. Well, in our case with Sophia, we have to say that doctors are one of the most valuable and expensive assets in a hospital. And yeah, if you are able to save some minutes per visit, the savings that you generate by that are much larger than the cost of any inference cost. No, but we have regarding your question, we have an implementation cost, a training cost, parameterization cost at the beginning. That if the volume of the proposal that you are trying to automatize is not big enough, the economics of the project doesn't sum.
Yeah. Okay, and Oscar, which is your view on this? Are we getting close to the point where AI agents are becoming economically superior? I guess that your question would be that your answer would be yes to humans in certain workflows. Are we going to say there are companies that are saying that sometimes the token cost go over the cost of a human. So what are your views in this?
I think there's a couple of things in this question. I also wouldn't call it like superior. I think at the beginning of everything, like we set the customer experience to be the #1 priority, right? So we're a very premium product in the voice space, and people come to us, companies come to us that want to have the state-of-the-art voice technology that is human-like, essentially. In terms of automation, the answer is yes, we are very close, but it's also a collaborative work with companies, how their tech stack is being set up and what their AI strategy looks like. From a capability standpoint, there is a lot of capabilities that are untapped at the moment, and more companies are catching on to this. So I would say, yes, we're on a very good trajectory towards that.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So, well, this is kind of the final questions. If we meet again in 2 years, what processes will be run by AI agents that still require humans today? What is your view? Try to dream a bit, or even think that, no, we are going to be humans.
I hope that this happens even in less than 2 years. All the repetitive, high-volume, structured tasks that you have in a hospital, like, for example, generating the clinical note, all the scheduling, all the routinary follow-ups, all those things will be run by agents. And humans, in this case, the clinicians, will stay where they matter, with the empathy and the judgment, communicating with, and focusing on communicating with the patient. And the agents will run all the boring stuff.
Mm-hmm. That's the Omnilois vision on the future of health. I love it. So, Pablo, your views in telco, as a telco operator.
I don't know if you have seen that sketch from an American comedian, which is called Washington Stream, from Nate Bargatze, I believe. In that sketch, I recommend you to see it. He ends everything with a small sentence, which is, nobody knows. Nobody knows. And we don't know. We have evolved from pilots and proofs of concept to really large production scaled projects, but isolated. And now we are going into a transformation of processes. We believe that's the difference in 2 years. In 2 years, from Telefonica, what we see is not a change in terms of replacing people. It's a change in terms of rethinking the processes, because every process today is linked to what 20 years ago, or 10 years ago, or 5 years ago, where we were capable of in terms of technology. And this is shifting very, very fast. So what we're working on are big bets, which is what we call them inside, is in changing, rethinking completely from scratch every main process of the company, so that keeping our customers and the people that are our employees in the center, we have around them the technology needed to make things work, so that our customers get the adequate level of service that we want, and our employees work in where they add real value, and not in pushing one paper to another place in the office, okay? Which is the big thing.
So bring a space in mind. So. Perfect. I would love that. So what do you think?
I agree to Pablo on that. It's very, who knows? It's very difficult to say. I think one thing I would love to see is governments just becoming more agentic. This is also an initiative we've been very strong behind. So we actually have collaborations with the Ukrainian government, the Czech, and we recently signed an MOU with the Greek government. And it's really amazing when you're offering a lot of capabilities on the agent space to governments in terms of, customer support and attention to, things such as registering a company. I think South Summit, which is all about innovation, will really appreciate this, especially if more governments get onto this and we just make the process easier that is currently very admin-driven through agents to be more accessible and just simply faster in the government layer. So I hope we can get this done.
I hope so. I'm sure that next South Summit we are going to enter this same panel with also a government agency that can tell the use case. So thank you very much for your time. I hope that you enjoy it as much as I have. So a big applause to these amazing people.